Right. I am live. So, all right. So it's been a long time. Welcome. I'm Tim Lumberg, your aspiring artist once again. It's been a while since I've streamed, but excited to be back. You'll see some changes, some things in progress as I've made some updates from last time. Got my studio mostly set up. I still got some artwork that needs to go up on the sidewall there. But I got some great stuff behind me. Nice Danny Earls piece, which is awesome. Fantastic artist and fantastic person. Um, but uh, I'm excited to be back drawing live, and I'll show you what I'm going to be working on today. I will be working on a piece from my comic. But before I get to that, I kind of want to explain the concept of what I'm working on. I'm gonna use an absolute Wonder Woman piece that I did the other day. Um, switch to there we go. All right, so what I've been working on as I've been doing some of this work is some body composition stuff as far as like trying to create more exciting poses and um, and more dynamic images, right? We don't want anything to be boring on the panel. Um, and so one of the things that will help with that is making sure that your bodies are not too aligned, right? And not too stiff. And so one way you can do that is making sure the hips and the shoulders and the head are all like not in alignment, if that makes sense. So I'll try to show you what I mean on this. So with Wonder Woman here, let me get a line. You have her shoulders kind of going this way, and the hips kind of going this way, and then the head, right? Things just like an actual person moving. Not everything is stiff and in alignment, right? You have things in different positioning, right? And that helps it look more authentic and more alive. So the picture I'm going to be working on for my comic today, a little sneak preview. Um, it is mostly like this guy right here. Um, these will eventually go. I gotta like changed my idea about some stuff, but I got a lot of work to do on this page as my art has gotten better over the last year. I'm going back through some stuff, and there's a lot of things I don't like. So, for example, on this page, right, you see shoulders, hips are just in facing the same way, and that's not how a person would actually necessarily move, be thrown in this case from an exploding vehicle, and that kind of thing. So I want to update that. I kind of started already um, up here, and you can kind of see what I'm going for a little bit to make it see. I like it already a little bit. Shoulders are going one way, and then the hips are not perfectly in alignment, right? So I want to make sure that and then the head's going like facing kind of a different way altogether. Shoulders, hips, right? That kind of thing. I could probably have even made it more dramatic, but anyway, that is the piece. Yeah, look at this guy in my new studio, almost done, drawn. It's been a while. All right, so let me get back to a black pencil. So now you kind of know what I'm working on, right? So I'm just trying to get that stuff framed up in a way that looks more alive and less stiff. Let me bring this back, the original. If this even helps at all, what I'm doing. Anyway, hopefully look less stiff than what I first had. So, um, yeah, that's basically the plan for today. Just get some of that fleshed out a little bit more, and and see if I like it. And then, like I said, that there's other stuff on that page that I'll be changing as well um, as I go. But the key today is just update a drawing. Hopefully, make it look a little bit more dynamic. Not quite. uh um as blocky or as rigid. Um and this I might end up redoing it again, but that's what you do as you learn and grow, right? Have that growth mindset. So here I go. I'll start on this torso, I think. Oh, that's thick. And I'm gonna, start in pencils. In the past, I've done a lot of digital work where I've like just like it's digital, so if I mess up, it's cool. I can just go straight to ink. It's fine. But I think I'm trying to slow myself down a little bit, and get a little bit more pencils first. It That way when I'm going through and inking, I'm more mindful of like why did I put that line there, that kind of thing, to give me a chance to double think what work I'm doing and stuff like that. And then really then the ink is um hopefully making it my work even better, rather than and more supplemental than it maybe has been in the past. So but and yeah, you guys joining me today get a nice sneak peek of of my comic here, I guess. Spoiler alert. So I want to do that. I want to need. See, I don't like that. Don't like that. Maybe go this way. Hmm. Yeah, you have been getting spoiled for a while. Years, you said. Years. Yeah, well, it's pretty accurate, actually. It'll be done eventually. Don't rush me. Mm. Spending a lot of time on a main nameless merc here, but you know, good learning. I got to be careful I don't get like too locked in what I have on the image behind it, but um, because obviously there's things I didn't like about that, but I might just look at it for a little while. Just hide it when use that layer. Of course, I gotta remember what his his uniform looked like. He could become like the random grunt. No one can do it quite like Deadpool with taking random side characters and making them good comedic extras. You're not wrong. Don't want to do that. to make sure with pants and stuff like that, especially like, when it's not the typical superhero spandex, I like to make sure I add some plenty of wrinkles in late first, and then I can erase some and make turn some through the muscles and stuff like that. But and we're on the first run through real quick. I like obviously I'll tighten this up as I go, but I don't want the Merc to be like wearing the spandex like a superhero. He's gotta wear his military gear instead. Go pockets, yeah, I could do that actually. You know, like people make fun of um Rob Liefeld for his pockets and everything, but I mean, if you Google image like military guys, they do have a lot of pockets. They got gear everywhere. So, I mean, it's fun to make fun, but he didn't just like pull that out of nowhere. I mean, maybe it got a little excessive sometimes. A little bit, maybe. Tiny, tiny bit. Well, you know. But he also was able to make fun of himself for it. He did that like guide that was all pockets. That was hilarious. So Deathstroke should have a million pockets. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. You know, Deathstroke in the Snyderverse probably did have a million pockets. The most extreme of all Deathstrokes. Oh, I'm gonna get so many people mad at me for making fun of Snyderverse now. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Jokes aside, I hate those movies, but you know, they've become very, very polarizing movies. Arrowverse. Just forgot a lot of podcasts. I watched Arrow like for the first couple seasons, and so I do remember Deathstroke. I don't remember all the pockets, but it's been a long time. I did recently watch the Superman and Lois. I really enjoyed that actually. I thought it was pretty good. Um, for what, especially for what it is. I thought there was some fun stuff that was sprinkled in. That show pretty good. I got a kick out of it. You know, Smallville's still my CWW whatever it is, WB whatever channel jam. That was like you know back in the day, but You know what that arm's gonna look like. I should have had a shoulder pad thing. Or shoulder, elbow pad. I know what I'm doing. Some kind of body part armor, you know. There we go. Hit the start. See, I do have some pockets here. Not a lot, but I have some. All right, so you know, gotta have your ammo refills somewhere. Right? Yeah, sure. Got bolt that boot sign. Go. Let's look at the side. How much dark I'm gonna have on this because remember the explosion's behind them, so the light source is behind, right? So I really probably should have a lot more dark than I am, but you know I want uh, the guy to be very readable, so I'm gonna have to balance that out as I go. But I've been um, working a lot more with shadow and light sourcing and everything like that on some of the stuff I've been working on. I'll give you a quick example. Um, where are you? Here we are. Like this piece I did with Wolverine in the Savage Land, stuff like that. I wanted to work with some deep blacks. You know, originally even this arm I had solid black, but I ended up changing that. But you can see like here solid black on that one foot that's in shadow over there on Taran. But so I got to decide where I'm going with the blacks with the light source and everything on this guy a little bit, right? That was like one piece of advice that Jim Lee gave me in New York City Comic Con is pick a light source, and you know if he gives you advice, it's usually a good idea to to listen. Kind of knows what he's talking about. So, but oh yeah, name drop, yeah. Like we're best buds. I had like 30 seconds to talk to him. Let me tell you this, my Jim Lee story for a second. This is pretty funny, right? So I go to New York City Comic Con. I'm very excited to show my portfolio to different artists in Artist Alley for the first time and all that. Finally got the courage to do it. Um, and I'm in line then to see Jim Lee. That line's obviously extremely long, and it's like a machine. Like that guy has it down. There's no like uh messing around or anything like that. There's tons of people working that line and everything. I mean, it's Jim Lee as you can expect. Um, Super nice though, by the way. So the story does not reflect negatively on him in any way. Super nice guy, but it's more about me. Like obviously, I love him. He's like a great artist and a legend and everything like that. So like, I like have all these ideas. Like, oh, I'm gonna ask him this. Oh, I'm gonna ask him that, and think I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like create conversation or something like that because I'm pretty good at making conversation. Like I've had plenty of good conversations with other artists through Artist Alley throughout the day. And then I get up to the table. Jim Lee's there and he starts signing the stuff that will eventually actually get posted up on that wall right there. And and I like anybody, I freeze completely, and I'm like, and then like I just like I need any advice. I asked some variation of just asking for advice as an artist, and he just like, obviously, um, spend a little bit of time talking about light sourcing and stuff like that. Super great. Um, and but I like just like all the like million questions I had, I just froze. I like was like just lost all sense of who I was as soon as I got in front of him. It was really hilarious. But at least I stammered out one question enough to like get some advice from him that I probably would never otherwise get, right? So it was so bad from my perspective, from my part. Not he was great, but you know, like like so many others, and I got starstruck immediately and um, freaked out. So maybe someday I'll like have another chance where I won't be quite so. I doubt it. I think no matter what, he'll always have me a little starstruck. So nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'll about that. Okay, so I like it a little bit. I'm just trying to decide. I'm gonna go to a different color real quick, and I'm gonna go to ink. I'm just trying to decide if that shoulder and hip is enough, like, or if I should have made it more extreme. Um, I think it's better, especially when you add in the heads tilting to a third direction. So you have three different directions going. I think it's better, but I'm not sure. Even still, like I could have twisted. Let's see, like if I could have twisted, I think the so that's more like the side, and more of that shoulder is hidden back here, and then the hip. Oops, there, go on. Look at our language. Uh, where's that stuff? This makes sense to those. I don't know if this you'd have to tell me if what I'm trying to picture here is making sense to you guys at all. Like, um, if that's more extreme and makes it better, or if it's the same in the end. Hmm. I don't know if that makes much difference. Did I make another layer for that? I hope I did. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah, I don't know if that made that much of a difference doing it that way or not. But I hope you get that. Yeah, still on the iPad. I really like working on the iPad. Like I was really uh against it at first. I really questioned it, but uh I still really like it. I still have the fourth. Oh yeah, yeah. The Best Buy number four. Yeah, I put that in the background. I will have to reach out to someone at Best Buy to make sure I'm not going to get in trouble for having that in my stream all the time. But as of right now, it is part of my studio. Listen, I my time at Best Buy was very long. It's a big part of my life. So, and I have no ill feelings towards that company. So, the number four is from the Amherst location back when they had registers. That had numbers on them. Wait, so this is going back a long time. Um, but yeah, I ended up with a number four. And as a joke, I took it home, and it was in my living room for a as decoration for for far too long. For a long time. Let's just say that it was in my living room for a long time, and and here I still have it. But, but anyway, you know, yeah, bro, yeah. You know what you gave it to? Uh, sometimes like the things you do in your youth it's just like it's good to keep some of that around, like good memories, those are really good. So yeah, God, this is terrible. I'm just blocking out this. The new setup makes it way easier to see the chat and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see what else I can do. Hey man, you earned that badge. All right, so let's bring that back up to full darkness. All right, so is that better? Let's do this. Um, uh, I'm gonna copy that. Where was that? Like, would I like that better? I don't know if I don't know if that shows up on screen for you guys very well. And and why I'm thinking about the change. It's not a big change. I acknowledge. Um, And obviously the pencil one's still super rough. But I just really wanted to make sure that hip and shoulders were in a different alignment and not so square. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be something I'm gonna have to keep working on. I think once I start to tighten this up, like the fact is, I'm just gonna have to tighten the whole thing up. Uh, it's pretty rough right now, still in the rough phases. Tighten it up, so that I can actually just copy it, paste it in, and then decide um, to make the change or not. So I might be doing a lot of work for nothing, maybe. But when you are in the aspiring artist phase and you're still learning, all this is exercise, right? I like to talk about growth mindset a lot, and sometimes like you learn through failure, and like the act of doing and repetition. Same thing with like any sport, athletics. My son's in, and I both train jujitsu, and I talk about repetition all the time with him, and just keep working and grinding. It's like the only way I'm gonna get the skills down where like I'll be able to see it more instinctually than working it through. So, but even if this is like I turn so the hips are clearly more showing to, I don't know. I don't know if that helps get the picture of like which way the hips are. Center line. The idea is I just need that I need he's being flung from an explosion, so he can't be too stiff looking. I need to have like his body's like going in all the different directions. So, but yeah, I think that is tonight. What this was a successful thought experiment here, trying to work through that. I might even. I think the more I like pick at it, eventually the shoulder angle and the hip angle will click for me. So yeah, cool. All right, so I will add bring back. Oh yeah, that's actually smart. I should probably have some, you know, fire and stuff like he got flung. There should definitely be some signs of the explosion on him. I think that's actually uh, a very good idea. You're right. Um, now, what, since I'm not going to be write a note for myself. Take notes, everybody. Flowing. Uh, all right, so I was the plan was to go until 10. I'm gonna probably go a little bit longer because I just want to show some other stuff real quick. Um, some of the stuff I've been working on since it's been so long since I streamed. First thing I want to show is uh uh the Josh Allen piece I did here. So I did that for somebody. Um, So a couple things to highlight about this. So this Josh Allen piece actually came from a Vikings piece. So I'm a Vikings fan, right? So I did that, and I made this last year during football season. I made a Viking warrior who was wearing, crossed with a Vikings football player. And a friend said, kind of was like, you should do something with the Bills. But what's a bill? Like I couldn't cross. Like what was I gonna do? Give him buffalo horns? Couldn't figure out what to do. So instead, I flexed in some Josh Allen. And what I did to make it a little bit more superhero and comic booky. So if you look at his wonderful fiance plays Hawkeye, right? And if you look at Kate Bishop's Hawkeye costume, she's got some details in here that I crafted into my Josh Allen. So a little connection to comic books in that way. But I thought that piece turned out pretty nice. Um, I did uh, this piece here. This is actually three pages that are 11 by 17 that flow together. So I kind of was, the thought was I wanted to work on if I had covers for like a Midnight Suns, like Ghost Rider, Blade, and Morbius. Um, some there, and then this was again a piece working on my comic. There will come a time when there'll be a showdown at the Capitol, um, and our hero will have to fight Battle Robot Zero. So I kind of played with some ideas with that. So I've been very busy. Unfortunately, just not on stream. I will try to correct that now that I've got the studio kind of up and running. Um, and and we'll keep going. I'm near the finish line on my on the comic, right? So you can see I got a lot of the pages done. I got one, two pages that I'm really finalizing. The rest is pretty much done. Unless I decide to go back through and add some grayscale, some wash in the inking, because I've been doing a little bit of experimentation with that lately, like I did with Bad Rock here. So trying to work with a little bit of grays and stuff like that, in case I don't get a color, or just add some depth and everything like that to my work. So yeah, I've been very busy. I'm gonna try to get back to streaming once a week at least. Uh, I will not be streaming next week. I'll be away on vacation. That's pretty exciting. But expect to see me stream when I come back. And I'll continue to share what I'm working on, whether it's a commission piece or some pages for the comic, and go from there. But thank you guys for joining me today and breaking in this new studio. And uh, have a good night. Be kind, everybody.